Hello guys, welcome to Almighty Tutoring Service YouTube channel. It's official now, and yeah man, we're just gonna have to work with what we have and do the best, man, do the best. So recently people have been texting me, yo Mpo, help me with this, help me with that. So I was like, let me just open a YouTube channel and also a tutoring company that I'll be helping people. Because I feel like a lot of students are struggling with maths and science, and like I'm good. I feel like I'm good with maths and physical science. So yeah. But then without any further ado, let's start with trig, guys. This is just gonna be a basic introduction to trig, grade 11 and grade 12. It can help for grade 11 and also grade 12. Right. So what is trig, guys? What is trig? What is trigonometry? Trigonometry, trigonometry basically, it deals with triangles, right? Angles and sides. So when we look at trig, we're basically looking at triangles, angles, and sides. Sides of the triangle and also angles in the triangle, right? So, guys, this is something that it's not hard. It's not hard. It's very easy. So, let's start at something that I'm sure you've done in grade 10. Trigonometric ratios, right? So think of it. When you think of trig ratios, what do you think of, right? What do you think of? Because let's take, for instance, we have a triangle, right? This is our triangle. It has an angle, let's say an angle alpha there, right? This side that this angle is facing, we call it the opposite side. Opposite side, right? And the longest side in the triangle, we call this side the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse. I hope my spelling is right. Then the side that's just below the angle, we call that side the adjacent, guys. We call it the adjacent. These are the three sides that we know, right? So we have what we call sine, right? We have what we call cos. I know you know this from grade 10. We also have what we call tan, right? Now, you are given the angle alpha. and they tell you find sine alpha, right? Now, if they say that find sine alpha, which is basically going to be sine alpha, right? Sine alpha is always, guys, it's always, don't forget this, sine alpha is always equals to, the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse side, right? Then they come again and they say find cos of alpha, wherein cos alpha will be equals to, right? Cos alpha will be equals to, think about it, guys, something that you did in grade 10, something that you did in what? In grade 10, right? So sine of alpha will be equals to adjacent, guys. The adjacent side is this side. It will be equals to adjacent side. Okay, I hope you guys can see. Adjacent side over the hypotenuse side, right? Over the hypotenuse side. Then last but not least, we have tan alpha, right? Tan of alpha. Tan of alpha is equals to opposite side divided by opposite side divided by the adjacent side divided by the adjacent. Divided by the adjacent side. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying now, guys. I hope you guys understand. Right. Now, let's go to what we call the special angles, right? The special angles. So we have what we call special angles that, guys, you need to know them. You need to know them without even using a calculator, right? So let's go to special angles, right? Guys, this is very easy, guys. Like, to be honest, this is very, very easy, right? I hope, not that I hope, like, I know a whole lot of teachers will never show you what I'm about to show you now, but this is a triangle, right? This is where all the special angles started. Right? They all had wait. Oh, okay. They all had 1. They all had 2, 2, 2 as the distance. Doesn't matter if it's 2 centimeters, 2 meters, or that, right? Then we cut this in half, right? We cut this in half. But before we do that, a triangle has an overall of 180 degrees in angles, right? So we have, before we cut this, we had 60 degrees there, 60 degrees there, and another what? 60 degrees there. Now, when we cut this in half, right, we end up having something like this, a right-angled triangle. A right-angled what? A right-angled triangle. Right. Now, remember we cut this in half. It means that now we have 30 degrees there. Then we have our 60 degrees there. Then this is a right angle triangle. And we know that by a right angle triangle, this is going to be what? This is going to be 90 degrees. Now, remember we cut this thing in half, but we still have this side still intact, meaning that we still have our side as 2 there, right? We still have our side here as 1, right? Then we need to find this side. We need to find out what this side is. Now we need to use what we call the theorem of Pythagoras. The theorem of what? Pythagoras. Right. Now, let's say this side is x, this side is r, and this side is what? Is y. Right. Now we need to find the side y. Right. Then we know that r squared equals to x squared plus y squared. This is something that you did in grade 10, guys. You should know this. So right, we know that here we have 2 there squared equals to our x is what? Is 1 squared plus y squared, right? That's y squared. Now, how do we find y squared? We know that 2 squared is 4, 1 squared is 1, plus y squared. Take this to this side, it changes signs. So it's going to be 3 equals to y squared. Therefore, y is equals to the square root of what? Of 3 there. The square root of 3 there. Right. Now that we have this, we have a special triangle. We have a very special triangle that you guys should know. We have this, something like this, right? Wherein this is still 30 degrees, this is our 60 degrees, and also this is our 90 degrees. You can still check, you can still verify that the overall of this triangle, the angles add up to 180 degrees. You can still check because it's 30 plus 60 plus 90, which is still 180 degrees, right? Now, we still have our 1 there from here. No, we have 1 here, right? Then we have our 2 there. Then lastly, we have the square root. The square root of 3. Right? So, when we talk about special angles, guys, we need to know that 60 degrees and 30 degrees are special angles. Right? But also we have 45 degrees, which is also a special angle, but it has its own triangle as well, which is basically something like this. I hope you guys can see. Which is basically something like this. This will be your 90, right? Then you have 45 degrees there. Then you also have 45 degrees there, right? Here you have 1, 1. Then you need to find the other side. Though, let's take for instance, this is still x, y, and this is r. So for us to get r, we know that it's r squared equals to x squared plus y squared, which is equals to r squared equals to 1 squared plus 1 squared, r squared equals to 2. Therefore, r equals to the square root of 2, right? Therefore, we have square root of 2 there. Right. What else do you guys have to know? Okay. From there. Now, let's say you are given okay, now let's not do it now. So we have all of this, right? The special angles and all that, right? Now, let's look at solving like some some equations and stuff, right? But before we do that, I want you guys to know that all angles of a triangle. All angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Add up to 180 degrees. Right. Yeah. Let's do a problem. Let's do a problem. I hope you guys can still see. Okay. Problem. Right. Let's say they say that determine the values of A and B in the right okay, let me put it like this, in the right angled triangle A B C. Ne? ABC. Then this is ABC. Let's say this is ABC. You're given something like this, something like that. Let me just use a ruler. Something like that, right? Wherein this is your A, B, C, right? Then you have side A, side B. Then you have this as 47 degrees, right? Obviously, this is your right angled. And you're given 30 degrees there. Ne? Now, look at this. You're given this. Now they tell you that you need to find A and you need to find A and you also need to find B. So what's the first thing you have to do? The first thing that you have to do is to identify your opposite and adjacent side, right? So there you identify your adjacent and identify your adjacent and hypotenuse side, or you identify your opposite and hypotenuse side, right? There's two ways that you can do this, and I'll show you guys how you can do this, right? First of all, let's first work with what we have. Let's not add anything for now. So let's work with what we have, right? Let's say A. We want to find A, right? We need to determine A. Then, if you check, we have an angle here, right? We have an angle there. We have an angle there, meaning that if we have an angle here, this is its opposite side. This is to the hypotenuse, which is the longest side, and this will be the adjacent. So what can we use in order to get A? So we need something that has the hypotenuse we need a trig ratio that has the hypotenuse, because we need to find a, right? But we also need a trig ratio that has this 30, because we can't use the adjacent because we're going to have two unknown variables. But if we use this as the opposite side, we're going to have a value plus one unknown, right? So what we can do, we can say that sine of theta is equals to, right, the opposite side, guys. This is the opposite side. Opposite side divided by the hypotenuse side. Divided by the what? Hypotenuse side. You see that? It means that now our theta will be 47 degrees, right? Our opposite side will be 30. Then our hypotenuse will be a, as we substitute. It means that we are going to have sine of 47 degrees is equals to 30 divided by a. Right? Now we need to make a subject of the formula. How can we do that? We have to cross multiply, right? So we're gonna have a sine of 47 degrees, which is equals to 30. Then a is equals to 30 divided by sine of 47 degrees, right? Now for this, because this is not a special angle, first of all, you can use a calculator, guys. You can use a calculator. It's just that I don't have a calculator here with me, but let me use my phone. Let me use my phone. A 30 divided by sine of 47. Therefore, a is equals to 41. Do you all see that? Do you all see that? Do you all see that? Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, you all see that. So once you have the hypotenuse side, then you can find a, which is the hypotenuse side, then opposite is 30, then a will be 45. Therefore, here is equals to 41. Right. Now, this is just the first approach. But there is also another approach. I'm going to call it the second approach, right? Like I said here, all angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Now we have 90 here, right? We have 90, we have 47, then we have this angle. Because we already know that they add up to 180. Since we already know that they add up to 180, we can say that 180 degrees. Let's call this x equals to x plus 47 plus 90, because adding them all should give us what? 180, meaning that x will be equals to 180 minus, because we take this to the other side, minus 90 minus 47 minus what? Minus 47. Yeah, sorry. Therefore, x will be equals to 180 minus 90. 180 minus 90 is going to be 90. 90 minus 47. 90 minus 47. I think it's going to be 43. Yeah. 90 minus, because I don't have a calculator here with me, guys. Yeah, it's going to be 43. Yeah, I guess right. It's going to be what? 43 degrees. They're all in degrees. So we have this as 43 degrees. Right? So if you want to get, let's say we don't have this right now. We didn't use this method, right? But we still want to find A, right? We have 43 here, right? So if we have 43 here and we want A, right? Which trig ratio can we use? So guys, you need to know all the trig ratios by heart, right? So the way I do it is I say so ka to wherein I know that sine is equals to opposite over hypotenuse, cos equals to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is equals to opposite over adjacent. So ka to right? So by just looking at this, right, you have your 43 as your degree there, right? Which trig ratio can you use in order to find A? Remember, you have 30 here, right? So if you use cos of theta, it's going to be what? Adjacent. Remember, adjacent. Wait, God. Adjacent over hypotenuse, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna say cos of 43, right? Because now our theta here will go to what? To 43 degrees, right? And our adjacent, remember, our adjacent will be what? 30. Our adjacent will be 30 degrees, where else our hypotenuse is what? Is A. Do you guys see that? I hope you guys see that. Now, we need to make A subject of the formula, so it's going to be A cos of 43 degrees equals to 30 degrees, right? Therefore, A equals to 30, it's not degrees here, I mean, it's the side, 30 divided by cos of 43 degrees. Therefore, A is going to be equals to what? It should be 41, guys. So I want you to do it with your calculator, but I know it should be what? 41. Right? Now, guys, now you have two sides, right? And now you need to find what? You need to find B. So there's a lot of things, guys, that you can do in order to find what? To find B. Let me just pull this properly. There's a lot of things that you can do in order to find B. You can do it in 3 steps, in 3 approaches. So it's all up to you, right? Now, in order for you to find B, you can, since now you have these 2 angles, right? You have 2 angles now. I hope you guys can see them, these 2 angles. You have these 2 angles now. So you can use either of them to find B. But for now, let's use the 47, the one that we're given, right? Let's use the one that we were given. Then we are gonna have, okay, using our tutor, right? In order for us to find B using the 47 degrees angle, what should we do? Which trig ratio should we use? Obviously, now that we have 41 here, we can use the opposite over the adjacent, or we can use the opposite over the adjacent. What is opposite over adjacent? That's tan, guys. Opposite over what? Adjacent. So we can say that tan of theta is equals to opposite over adjacent, right? But now, what is our theta? At this point, oh, wait, let me just put this things nicely. Yeah, hope you can see. At this point, we know that 47 degrees is our theta. Our opposite side is what? Is 30. It's 30 because it's this one, right? Because it's this one. Then our adjacent side is what we want, which is what? Which is B. So we say that theta of 47 degrees will be equals to 30 divided by B. Make B subject of the formula, so B tan of 47 degrees equals to 30. Therefore, B equals to 30 divided by tan 47, not 45, guys, 47. Therefore, B equals to, guys, use your calculators. Use your calculators to get B. Use your calculators to get B. Let me use my phone now. Okay, 30 over tan 47. Guys, me, I'm getting 28. I'm getting 28. I hope you guys are getting that too. Right? So I'll only show you 2 methods, guys. The third one, you guys will do it where you guys will need to use the theorem of Pythagoras. This is the first method. This is the first approach. If you want to do it, then this is the second approach. Second approach. What you can do also, because you have your 43 there, guys. You remember the 43 I told you to calculate there. We have 43 there, right? So if we are using that angle, right? If we are using this angle, this 43 angle up there, right? We can also come on. We can also do it, guys. We can also find the same answer. So we know that if we need to find B using the 43 angle, we need to use okay, I want to ask you guys, which trig ratio should we use? Think of it, guys. Think of it. If you just pause, think about it, or write it down yourself. So we can use what we call let me check. Opposite over hypotenuse can work. Opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine, can work, right? Since we already have the 30 here, we can use the 1 year tan, which is opposite over adjacent. Let's use the one opposite over adjacent. So that you can choose, guys. You can use, since we already have A, you can use opposite over hypotenuse, where your hypotenuse will be 41 and your opposite will be B. Then you just make B subject of the formula. Then yeah. So for me, since we already used tan here, let's use sine, right? Let's use sine. So we're gonna have sine theta equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Remember, guys, we are still trying to find, we are still doing the same question. We need B. So sine, since we already have that angle there, it's going to be sine 43 degrees equals to opposite. What's our opposite at this point? Our opposite at this point will be B, right? Our opposite will be B. Our opposite will be B, so it's going to be B over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the one we calculated, which is A, which is going to be 41, right? Make B subject of the formula. Sine of 43 degrees equals to subject of the formula. This is 41. 41 equals to B. Therefore, B equals to 41 sine of 43, guys. Multiply this with a calculator. You should get 28. You should get this. You should get that. Right. How long? Okay, guys. With this 15 minutes, should we do it? Yeah. With this, I don't know if it's 15 minutes or what, but with this time that we are left with, let's just do another example. Right. Let's just do another example. Let's say, okay. They say calculate hope you guys can see. Calculate the value of theta in the right angled triangle. Guys, it can be anything. It can be x, y, z, as long as it's a triangle, right? So we have something like this. Why do I always forget to use a ruler, man? Hey. Why do I always forget to use a ruler? Sorry about that, guys. So it can be x, y, z, right? You are given 2 points, right? Let's say it's 41, then you have maybe 24, then you have theta there. This is always 90, you know that, guys, you know that. Now, you need to calculate theta, but you are not given the hypotenuse, right? The hypotenuse is not given, yet you are given the opposite side of the angle, and also the adjacent side. Now, given that, and you know the right? You're given the opposite side, so you need to identify which side you need to identify which trig ratio you will use. Remember, you have the opposite side, right? Opposite, you see, then you have these two to deal with, but you don't have the hypotenuse, yet you have the what? The adjacent side. This is your adjacent. Therefore, you need to use tan of theta equals to opposite, right? Opposite over adjacent, right? Wherein you know that you don't have your theta, therefore tan theta is what we are looking for. Your opposite is 41 over adjacent, which is 24. Then theta equals to tan inverse. You have this in your calculators, guys. You have this in your calculators. Tan inverse of 1 over 41 over 24, which is equals to what? Let me use my calculator. Tan inverse of 41 over 24, which is equals to 59 degrees. Now, guys, I want you guys to, this is just something that you can do for yourself alone or something like that, because I feel like this video is going to be too long. So find this side, right? When you have this side, I want you to use opposite over hypotenuse and see if you still get this answer, right? Almighty Almighty Tutoring Service at gmail.com, guys. This email, send me if you need or you have any question, any homework, then I can help you guys with that. Peace, and I'm out.